Hey, what's good, everyone? This is Ranos here, and the Grotesque Guardians came out today, and I'm gonna do just kind of a real quick kind of summary guide of how they work, both mechanically and what to bring. Now, they are a level 75 Slayer boss, so they're not too difficult, but you should still definitely be prepared. My inventory is a little iffy right now because I just did one kill. So far I can do 2 kills a trip, 3 if the boss itself drops some decent healing items. But that's currently at the moment with my stats I have at the moment. Some boosted stuff from using super combat pots. But the boss itself, you're definitely going to bring a melee range hybrid, the best that you have. And more or less using those setups is how you're going to defeat the boss. Now, my current setup, I will name everything that I use, even though I am missing items. Currently, I'm using just the Armadillo chestplate and chain skirt, along with full Banthos, Slayer helm, the Amulet of Torture, any blessing doesn't even matter because of the prayer bonus, Fire Cape or Infernal if you have it, Whip, Defender, Ring of Suffering Imbune, Primordial Boots, and Barrow's Gloves. I'm using the blowpipe for my range weapon. You could probably replace whether your armadillo or written crossbow if you don't have the money for it. You should be able to do it with those, albeit it might reduce it to like 1 kill a trip instead, potentially. A super combat pot, you could potentially replace this either with a superset, even though that is 3 inventories, or a normal combat pot, which I would probably recommend further, just because the inventory save. And I bring 1 prayer pot. These are extra prayer pots I got from the boss itself. But 1 prayer pot has been doing me pretty much just fine. And down here I've had just 1 Sara set more or less, so 3 Sara Brewers 4, and then 1 Super Restore 4. And then the rest, you need a rock hammer also, let me mention that. I have a rock hammer because you need that to actually finish off the boss itself. And the rune pouch, that's just has runes, so I can do home tellies using like my prayer altar and such, or any emergency teleport, if you will. House teleport tabs would be fine, stuff like that. And the rest of the inventory I'm using pretty much just good healing food, in my case, sharks. Monkfish would probably be fine, but I wouldn't go any lower than that. But pretty much monkfish or above is probably the way you want to go. Now, the boss itself, I'm going to explain the mechanics as the boss more or less goes. You're going to be starting with range gear first when you fight it. I usually, whenever I bring a full inventory for us of stuff, like full of stuff, I will drop a shark in the middle of the arena. That is important just so I can have the inventory space to switch to blowpipe. If you're using a crossbow, you will not have to worry about this, but let's head on in. Oh, fuck. Epic. No. Well, be back once I can actually get in. Alright, after like a few minutes I finally got in. Alright, so let's start with the basic, if you have your inventory full of items. What I've currently been doing is standing roughly about in the middle region and dropping like 1 shark here so I have that extra inventory space for the blowpipe. Of course, like I said, if you have a crossbow, don't worry about this at all. Other things I should mention real quick is right outside, you may saw at the like kind of top leftish, is there is a chest there. If you do die, you can reclaim your items there, but it will cost you 50k coins. So keep that in mind if you do die at this boss. Hopefully you'll be able to prevent that. But to activate the boss itself, you gotta run north here and activate this bell. I suggest not having your prayers on yet because your prayer will drain during a cutscene after you ring the bell. When you see the 2 bosses face you is when I've been turning my prayer on, because that's roughly right before the boss battle itself is going to begin, and you will... Oh shit. I didn't know that was a thing. And pretty much the start of the boss battle, you're going to want to wear your range gear. I have my quick prayers on Protect Melee and Activate and Eagle Eye at the moment. I don't know if Protect Melee is the optimal thing yet or not, but it's been working fine for me, which is why I've been doing it. Alright, so first things first, you want to start by attacking Dawn. You cannot attack Dust yet. It goes by a few phases, more or less. And you just want to focus down Dawn. Keep your distance away from her because she will do a AoE attack that mostly attacks around her. Whenever it's dawn phases, is when I'll usually optimize using Sorrow Brews, since your range attack is not really going to be a big deal against her. Oop, try to misclick the run towards her. And I'll usually try to, like, oh god, I'm misclicking like a boss. Attack in between, like, taking brews. Alright, so we're already phase 2 because, or mid phase. When they do their special attack, which does a 3x3 lightning attack, you just want to stay away from these. That's all you gotta do. And once that's over, you're gonna switch to pretty much Piety or your best, like, kind of melee, like, boosting type prayer. And run away, because the first attack that Dust does is a special attack that will do about 20 damage and knock you towards a wall. What I got hit by there was debris that falls from the ceiling. That will do a little bit of damage. What was that, like 12 or something like that? And it will stun you temporarily. It can, if it hits you in between when he does special attack, there is no way to dodge it. And the moment you see that special attack, you need to dodge. You need to get the hell out of there. Now, I keep my melee prey on the whole time whenever... Oh, good. Oh, shit. Whenever I fight the first phase of Dust, there's like 2 phases of Dust. Second phase, I'll usually prayer foot. Oh, shit. Let me go. Okay, good. But the second phase, I'll usually just flick it, because I think the first phase is more dangerous than the second phase. In between phases, when they're not actually directly attacking you and using random special attacks, is when I try my best to try to heal, unless I need an emergency heal, or emergency use, whatever. Trying to dictate whenever he does special attacks. Alright, we're already on the next phase. I'm trying to describe this as fast as possible. I'm going to take a dose of prayer pot here, because I'm getting a little low. Now, this is going to be back to a dawn phase when a new section will happen where she will pretty much spit out 3 orbs that will heal her if you don't absorb them immediately. The moment you see them land, go and absorb those. Even turn off prayer if you need to. If you still have Sorrow Brews in them, use them while you're running around, or whatever heal you have. Because the larger they get, the more damage they will do if you absorb them. So you want to try to get to them as fast as possible, because when they're in their first small proc, they'll only do 2 damage, next proc 10 damage, then 20 after that, and then they'll just go to her and heal her, and they each heal, for whatever ones you miss, will heal her for 90 health. So you want to try to get those down as fast as possible. Unfortunately, I'm out of brew, so I can't even use brew methods for this right now. But, hey, that's no biggie. And what pretty much, you just do the same thing as the first phase of Dawn. Just gotta watch out for those, pretty much those orbs, and absorb them when necessary. And try to heal if you can in between phases, just to maximize your DPS if possible. If you need to heal in between the fight, I can take her down before that's done. Easy. Alright, see, this is the in-between phases I'm talking about, which we're going into final phase already. Which we switch back to Meta for this. Now, it does a special attack. Whoops, that was an extra I didn't need to do. Let me kind of prep up with some stuff. But yeah, that special attack more or less is a giant box he traps you in with only 1 exit. If you click anywhere outside of it, you're pretty much fine. Now, at the moment, it does have, I wouldn't call it a glitch or even a bug, but it kind of misplay on Jadek's part, where it sometimes can literally like put you in a corner and spawn the exit point in a section of the wall where the corner is, making it actually impossible to escape. And if you don't escape it in time, not only will it do, at the moment I think it's doing like 30 damage to me, it will also heal the boss. I don't remember the exact amount. Oh damn, I took it out super quick. I'll try to describe all of this on the fly. Hopefully I gave you a rough summary. So yeah, if you don't escape that, pretty much that AoE attack real quick, it will just damage you a fair amount, and they'll just heal. And the boss in the final phase there will hybrid between melee and magic, it looks like. I'm not sure if the whole protect melee or protect mage really helps here. It might reduce damage, I'm not even sure, in all honesty. I'm just doing it out of protection. I am tanking this relatively well with my current setup, and it is doing just fine. Let me teleport back to home real quick. But that's just a super fast, quick summary of it. Did I miss anything? Let's see. Besides the orbs, the ceiling, special attack of Dusk himself, where you need to run away the moment you see it, because you do not get a lot of time to dodge that attack. It's maybe literally like 1 second. And if you don't immediately click away the moment you see it, you're going to get hit by it. You will be knocked in that wall and take that roughly 20 damage, temporarily kind of locking you in place. And it's guaranteed damage. You can't protect from it or any of that good stuff. Where am I going? I'm not going to my teleport. As for methods of getting there, having a house with a prayer altar and the Kirill, or how it's pronounced, Kirill, I don't know. Getting there is pretty effective in my opinion. If you have like the top best like rejuvenation pool, you can build in construction. Of course, that's significantly better. I don't have the construction level for it at the moment, unfortunately, but definitely would be way more effective. But more or less, that's just kind of my setup. And this was just kind of a really quick whipped up guide, really fast. Sorry if I didn't go into like massive detail during it. I was just trying to go as fast as I could. Unfortunately, with my current stats, I kind of take down the boss relatively fast. I've been using Dragon Warhammer on the final phase, the Lord of Defense, that one, because that one I think is the phase you need to worry the most about using Dragon Warhammer. I do not know if the defense drain resets like per phase or not, which is why I've been doing it on final phase. So I know that one guaranteedly. I can just kill it as fast as possible. You can use it whenever the hell you want on Dust, since it can't even hit Dawn. Since Dawn flies, you have to use range against it, and magic is not effective at all against Dawn. She is resistant to magic. So magic is not a thing here. You can bring whatever spec weapon if you need. If you don't have a Dragon Warhammer due to the cost, SGS would probably be a good one for healing / prayer. If you don't have that, DDS would probably be fine. If you don't know what DDS is, that's the Dragon Dagger Poison ++. Probably, they can't even be Poison Eater. I know this because I've been using Blowpipe and not one Poison Split has happened. So just a normal Dragon Dagger would be fine. Whatever you can use for just to try to take them down relatively fast. I think Dragon Warhammer is probably the most optimal for the defense drain. But yeah, that's my quick guide. If I missed anything, just put it in the comments below or anything, and I'll try to describe anything that you have questions on. So far I got 15 kills, so fair amount of kills already, and I more or less got the boss down. So hey, that's more or less the Grotesque Guardians on top of Slayer Tower. Thanks for watching. If you have, again, any questions, maybe even about requirements or what you need to get there. Actually, before I forget, I just remembered this. To even access the boss, you need to get something called a brittle key. To get the brittle key, you have to kill gargoyles well and a gargoyle slayer task to even get one. It's a relatively rare drop. I got it within 50 kills. And right after I got 50 kills, I immediately just started camping the boss. And I felt somewhat confident enough after getting a decent amount of kills that I kind of knew the patterns well enough where I could make a mini guide on it. But I'm delaying too much. So thanks again. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see y'all next time. So peace on out.